All right. Now, what we do know is the WNBA All-Star Game will take place July 19th at Cambridge Fieldhouse, which is the home court of the Indiana. Now, the question is, does Caitlyn Clark deserve to be an All-Star captain and an All-Star star?
She absolutely deserves it. Got to play by the rules, man. It's the same as remember Yao Ming. Remember Yao Ming was be the top vote getter every year, and it actually kind of ushered in the China market to the NBA. I believe, right? And it exploded. So it's good for the WNBA. We talked about it before. It's good as a whole for the WNBA because she brings in viewership.
Right.
Like I said, by the rules, she's a vote getter.
I believe she should be an all-star selection. I don't believe she should be a captain. And I think that goes back to just whenever you're doing anything with basketball and somebody says you're a captain, the biggest thing you have to have is availability. And she hasn't had availability to be that type of player where she's missed so much time during the season. She's missed over 2 weeks of the season. Now, her being voted to the All-Star game, obviously that's a fan participation thing. Players in the locker room, though, would be like, well, she didn't even play much of the year. How is she going to come in here and be a captain? So that it goes back to that old adage right there.
I think that's seniority. I think that she can deserve to be the captain if she's the leading vote getter. And, because our game is a fan-based game. But see, what Craig, I thought you were going to say, and I kind of would feel this part, is that there's some seniority involved, or there's a pecking order involved. Because the players themselves, now this is something that, we need to talk about, because I'll tell you what Charles says. Charles says that, he thinks that they should be grateful to Caitlyn Clark for what she brings to the table. How she's giving rise to the salaries, giving rise to the attention. But the players voted. Now listen to this. The players voted Caitlyn Clark 9th amongst guards. And that means behind her teammate, Mitchell, and behind you.
Yep.
So that's a dichotomy. And then we speak to the top 10 overall NBA players, where she ranks on that. So I can see both. If the fans spoke and she's amassed all these votes, then that's one thing. But I think that I feel you, Craig. I think it could be the fans vote for the starters, but the captain should be maybe something different.
That's how they've been doing it since day one. The leading vote getters from each league would be the captains.
Okay.
That was my understanding. So that's why I was saying, if that's the case, then she deserves to be. But as far as talent or whatever, no, there's some possible animosity in the locker room with her coming in being a captain. But and it is in Indiana. They're selling this league right now, man. They're selling this league, and it's important that she with her fan base, that she gets a nice piece of the pie, man. As far as
starting is one thing, but I'm kind of leaning Craig. The captainship.
Wait. Hold on. I've never heard this about the NBA. The five starters, right? The five with the most votes get the spot, don't they? The starting spots.
Okay, let's go back a few years when the players were picking teams, which I didn't like.
Okay.
Was that the case, or was it just given, like, I know LeBron was the captain, and who else was the captain?
Kevin Durant, wasn't he? Wasn't it Kevin Durant?
Was that based on the fans, or was that based on the perception that these are the two top dogs in the league? Because at the time,
I think those top five vote getters end up starting. That's my belief. But we can check that out. But I believe the game being in Indiana, her being a leading vote getter, she deserves a start. That's what I believe. Not talent wise. That goes back to being top 10 in the league. You know,
Right.
she may be top 10 in the league. She's not top 5.
I feel that the captaincy is a little bit different, and I would tend to agree with you, Troy, on seniority more than than just because you got a certain amount of votes, that you should be the captain.
Well, I mean,
think
I'm using seniority as all things equal when I say seniority. I don't mean
right.
just because a person's been in the league all the time. I mean, if all things are equal, these are all the top players, and now we start going based on who's giving service. That's what I meant by that.
Right, definitely.
I mean, the All-Star game is for the fans, right?
It is.
Okay, that's always been my mindset when we talked about the NBA. It's for the fans. It's a summer. It's a summer thing not a summer thing. A mid-season, spectacular, whatever for the fans.
Right.
The fans voted her in. The fans vote the top 5 in. That's how they've done it all the time. So my mindset is she deserved to be captain.
Right.
Like I said, I'm a WNBA fan. I'm not just a Caitlyn Clark fan. I'm not an Angel Reese. No, I'm a WNBA fan. So, when I turn the TV on, I expect to see how Caitlyn Clark plays against the rest of the league. Every time I watch it, it's the same thing. Are they going to bully her?
Right.
Is there animosity? Which there is.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
There would have to be, because this is a whole league of the top female competitors in the world in their sport. So of course there's going to be some, they're going to feel a certain kind of way when they know that they've done a certain thing, and all of a sudden that because of the way of the dynamics of our country always gets involved, and that's just the way it is, and it goes both ways. Like in tennis, with the novelty acts being the Williams sisters, and the other way with Tiger Woods being a novelty act.
Thank you.
There's a boost because of that. It does go both ways.
And like you said, but there's also animosity.
Very much.
Also, you remember they were talking to Tiger Woods when he was young. How you expect to do in this tournament? Oh, I expect to win it. Oh, you'll figure it out. Like I said, there's
I'm sorry, go ahead. That's that American.
No, there's animosity. It's up to her to continue to play ball, do what she do, and prove everybody wrong. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I watch.
When I listen to the other players and the animosity, those things right there, it's what it's like. You want both things equal. You want the money to come to the sport because you want to get paid. That's why you don't want to go overseas and have to play year round. You don't have to play the game year round. Well, now you're getting the money because there is one, and it is what it is. The reason why the revenue sharing is going to go up is because you have this dynamic force that's come into the league as far as a player.
Right.
Now, what you say to the players is don't cut your nose off to spite your face. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Don't be upset because you're getting the money, but the reason why you're getting more money is because of this player here. I mean, you can't have it both ways. And until the sport has its seen that way, you're gonna have to go with what it is that's helping you get all the different lucrative things that you want. And so to hear the players, like having that top 10, she's the 9th guard in the league. Now we all know, you watch her play and what she brings to winning and the way she plays, there's no way she is the 9th best guard in the WNBA. I'm not saying she's the top guard in the WNBA, but she definitely ain't the 9th guard in the WNBA. I've watched too many games to know her effect on winning in Indiana. Even when she was gone during her injury, they suffered winning wise. Even when she's not playing, like the other day, I watched her against the Seattle Storm score 6 points and have like 12 assists. And the energy that she brought totally blew the Storm away in the second half. And the Storm had been playing well. And Indiana came here and beat them. And it was because of who Caitlyn Clark plays as a player, not because of what she
I
is
saw that
thought to
game
be.
too.
It's what she brings. Yeah.
Yes.
I saw that game too, and I was really impressed with the defensive effort that this Storm put on her in particular. But you know, when you're a star player, like I've heard some players say that, well, what does she do other than shoot 3-point shots? Well, there's two things that people can see easily, and that's 3-point shooting, and they can see people creating assists. But
Yes.
not everyone's going to give credit to a person for how, to your point, Craig, how they regulate, what type of overall impact they have to to the success of the team. I applaud Caitlyn Clark. I love basketball. I don't care women's game, the guys' game. I love quality basketball, and I love quality
Yes.
play. And I don't hate on any of the love that Caitlyn Clark is receiving. It just bothers me the hate that Angel Reese gets. Why is Angel Reese getting so much hate? And we know the answer to that question. Is it because she's just a rival of Caitlyn Clark, or is it that she is threatening her supremacy?
No, no, I believe it's media driven. It was set up in college. They turned Caitlyn Clark into an angel. Angel Reese is the villain, and I think that just gravitated right on into the WNBA. But they're both good. They play the game differently, but they're both good.
Particularly, seems that Reese has found her stride. Craig, what do you think? Do you think that the it's the same? Because I felt like Bird Magic's marketing was healthier than the Reese Clark rivalry. What do you think about that? Am I projecting?
I would Yeah, I would say, but it's different these days because it's you see every little thing on every snippet of every Sports Center,
Yeah.
ESPN, Fox, whatever you see every little thing, and everybody dissects every little thing, and then they they navigate it the way that they want it to be heard or seen, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where I think the difference is. I think they're kind of the same type of rivalry. Now Bird and Magic ended up becoming good friends. I don't know if Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese will ever become good friends. That I don't think that's going to happen. But I do believe
Right here,
yeah,
too bad.
yeah,
That in that moment, that's a wound that's never gonna heal. Someone did that to me during the game when I'm
yeah.
already hurt.
This too. That
Oh,
too.
oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
That right there.
See, but this was it when she did this in her face. Angel Reese
But,
did that, but Caitlyn Clark did it first.
but there's a bigger. I guess the bigger thing is in sports now. You're vilified if you show emotion in one way, and you're praised if you show it in the other. You know what I'm saying? And both of them are both emotional players. Angel Reese is an emotional player, and Caitlyn Clark's an emotional player. So they're vilified in different ways, and we know what that narrative is, right?
I liked it. I liked it both ways. I liked it both ways.
I
I
like it
love
both
it.
ways, but
Well,
Dude.
you,
Yeah.
you see why Angel gets vilified for when she's outwardly emotional, but then you
Of
see,
course.
and the difference is too is this right here. It's different because not only do you have a small guard, now you have a big power forward in Angel Reese, where Magic and Bird are about the same size, same height. So not physically different are they in stature?
It's,
Physically different in
to me,
stature are
the
Angel
only
Reese
thing
and Caitlyn Clark.
a huge difference between from Magic and Bird to this particular situation is Magic and Bird were two of the best players in the league.
Right.
These two aren't they are two of the best players. They're some of the best players. They're both going to be on the All-Star team, but
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of good players in the WNBA, man. I mean, a lot of good players.
Speaking of
Right.
that,
A
real
lot.
quick. Speaking of that, real quickly, let's look at the starters for the All-Star game. What we got here? We got all right. I'm gonna pull my glasses off here so I can see a little better. For you got Aaliyah Boston starts
Yeah.
with Paige Buchers, Beckers, Caitlyn Clark, Naficha Collier, and Melissa Gray. And then you have the West, which is I guess they don't have it that way. You've got Sabrina Nescu, you've got Nika. I can't believe I'm not gonna say her name. Oh,
A Womba
yeah,
K?
Nika. We know Nika.
Yeah.
Ojawamake,
Deserving.
yeah. And then we got Sabali and Brianna Stewart, and of course, Asia Wilson. So those are the starters. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go real quick and I'm gonna look at the top 10 list here. And then we got the top 10 list. Number 1 is Naficha Collier, followed by Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Nescu, Alyssa Thomas, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, and Ryan Howard rounds out the top 10. So, what do you guys think about that? How accurate is that, Ed?
That's pretty much what I had. I had Sabali over Ryan Howard. Other than that, I had those pretty much. I had Nneka, the Bumake. I had her in there.
Reese over Caitlin Clark is interesting. You got Reese, Clark, Buchers in that order. Now me, Paige, I said that 2 years ago. I said Paige reminds me of Jerry West, the way she plays games,
Yeah.
the way her body mechanics, the way she kills the middle spot, pulls up on her J, her energy. Uh, I, I she's a special player, and the things that she's doing is special. Angel Reese, her last 4 games, she's put up double doubles, uh,
Doubles.
15, including 15 plus rebounds. She's coming into her own, and all of this is happening amidst the struggles of Caitlin Clark. She has a growing injury, they say,
Right.
but is that the only reason, Craig, that Caitlin's struggling as a sophomore, so to speak?
I think it's injury driven. I think it's injury driven for her right now because she's been injured twice now. You know, and so I think when we look at like, okay, where these players are placed, we're never really gonna identify one better than the other until one of them wins a
No.
championship. I mean, that's basically
Right.
what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to winning a championship. We're going to have all these discussions here, but when one wins a championship with their team, they will have stepped ahead of the other because winning is the ultimate goal
Recent.
of playing. Yep.
What's But what style of play is most conducive to a championship? The way Caitlyn plays, the way Paige plays, or the way Angel plays?
It depends on the team. It's a lot of different factors.
I would say this, and this, I always look at it from a point guard position. I think they have the ability to affect the game more because they have the ability to get more people involved besides just their own game. So when you see
Yes.
Caitlin Clark as a rookie leads the WNBA in assists, that ain't gonna change. That tells you right there, she even as well as she can shoot the basketball, she's even better in passing people open and getting them to the spots where they need to get. She affects the game in more different ways than just one situation. She affects the game in helping others to be engaged in the game. Like I was watching the other day, like you watched that Seattle Storm game, and in the second half, she specifically went to Leah Boston in situations where Leah Boston just ended up taking over the game. And it's because Caitlin Clark was putting her in those positions where she was spoon feeding her. And she just kept having more of an effect on the game. So it's outside of her. Like when Angel Reese or who else did we say? Paige Beckers. Paige is a little bit more where she can affect the game more than just herself too. But to me, Angel Reese is a little bit different in that, she's either scoring through rebounds or physicality, and it's more of her than it is the other four players that she's playing with.
Right. The person that has the ball is the conductor, and they have the ability to regulate things and to get people into spots and to all those different things. But the reason why I asked that specifically about Angel Reese is because she's like Moses Malone. She gets offensive rebounds, which gives your team extra possessions. So if you let's say if she's getting 8-9 offensive rebounds a night, that's 8-9 extra possessions you're getting versus your opponent. Because if you start off with 50 and no one has any turnovers, if you take her impact, now you've got 58 possessions because of her. And she typically scores those when she's in the like Moses Malone. Moses would be just throwing it at the basket, get rebounds, and finishing those.
They're
I'm
kind of the
noticing
same,
far more skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Mo was just like he would box you out and wasn't worried about whether he made the first one because you can't get the miss. He just wants to get up there, reposition himself. Now he's on the other side. Now he's banging it. People do not understand how ridiculous Moses Malone was. Actually, how impactful, how powerful, and like Ben Wallace. We talked about Dennis Rodman. These extra possession guys really contribute to that championship level. In my opinion,
I agree.
Right. No, totally. Yeah. No, that's a great point right there. And when you talk about Mo, fo, he was that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, and the thing about he's another guy that when we talk about like we talked about in our last episode about roles to get chosen and guys playing inside their roles, and we don't really actually realize all the things they have to offer because they're playing that restricted role. Big Mo handled the rock just like Shaq. Big Mo was mobile around the basket. I mean, when I think of underrated effective centers, the first two names that come to mind, not underrated centers, are Moses Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you, I
Thank you.
those guys were so integral to winning for their teams because they played great D, they rebounded on both ends of the floor, and neither one of them could be stopped offensively. And Angel Reese is she's playing in a swashbuckling mode where she's banging around, flying around. She's got that big body. And the thing about the freshmen and the sophomores, the one thing they're gonna do for the next 4 years is they're gonna get noticeably stronger. And then they'll plateau. But like she's so much stronger than she was last year. They're gonna start after 4 years, they're gonna be like seniors on the squad, like a senior in college. The difference you go from boy to man or from girl to woman in those years. They're still developing the two hardest positions to play in any game, whether it's WNBA, whether it's NBA, whether it's college basketball or high school. The hardest position for a newcomer to play is the point guard position because you have to regulate. There's so many things involved, so much thinking involved, and the center position, the bigs, because you're dealing with people who are physically more imposing than you. So it takes time. Those two positions take the most time for adjustment. So when people come in playing well, the way you see Clark and the way you see Reese and Beckers, they're way ahead of the curve.
As we sit here and talk about this and talk about the WNBA, I mean, because we're all basketball nuts at heart. We just love the game, and
Yeah.
where it's become even more of a great place for us is now we not only have the guys that we talk about, but we definitely are talking about the women in the same light as we would talk about the guys, and that right there
Mm-hmm.
just tells you that this
How
keeps
far?
my this.
How far the game?
Yeah, how far the game has come, and it just it puts a smile on your face because you just
Yep.
know, this is what we've been about, So it's fun being able to sit here and talk about these young women and be able to have these conversations about, whether it's, hey, do they get along, do they not get along, emotions, games, this and this. It's just, man, it's just fun to be able to be in this environment and be able to talk about these young women in this way, and know that it's gonna stay. It's here to stay. When it first started, when the WNBA first started, is that gonna go? No, it's here now, and so this is fun right here.
It's
Well,
good. It's good for you, man. You got a daughter that still plays.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the sky's the limit for her.
yeah,
She's able to dream. Like I'm
yeah,
even planning to be sometime, right?
correct.
And
yeah,
so it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing.
yeah,
I will say that I'm proud of the way all the athletes today handle themselves when they do,
yeah,
because there are so many pressures on them. The social media, the spotlight is brighter than it's ever been. You have you have so many different opinions floating around. The players are privy to so many types of uh, altering statements and opinions about themselves, about their
Yeah.
about the game, all the hoopla this way and another. But speaking about the fellas, we can't leave the fellas out because, you know, I say about how, Craig, you say that the girls are making us smile. Well, uh, when we're speaking about the fellas, sometimes it's hard for me to smile. And I'm going to put the onus on the general managers because, Ed, we talk about this a lot. The general managers all come in grades. Some seem to get it and some don't. And the key thing that I'm talking about is chemistry. We just saw Damian Lillard get waived today by the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Dame. I really feel bad for Giannis because why in the F did you trade my man away in the first place? You
you
Yeah.
had
shouldn't
the
have traded
guard
Drew
to do it.
Holiday.
You had
Never.
you had
They
the
never
chemistry.
traded you holiday.
You
Yep,
won the championship. Then
Yeah.
the Lakers did your boy
Yes.
Palinka did the same BS. You guys won in 220. You had
Yep.
the people call it the bubble championship the hardest championship because everyone was right there with a singular focus on playing. There was no traveling, so everyone's rested, so you get everybody's best. The Lakers
Yep.
won that. They had the most formidable defensive lineup in the league. They had Caruso. They had
Dwight
uh,
Howard.
uh, yeah. The main cogs is Howard
McGee.
and McGee, but you also had the
Caldwell
my
Pope.
man.
The-
I'm
Yep.
Caldwell, who's a great perimeter defender. So they had great perimeter defenders, and they had a backup of nothing at the rim,
Yes.
which gave AD and LeBron freedom to be more impactful in ways that only they can be. But
Yep.
that wasn't good
Agree.
enough for LA. You guys gave away two of LeBron's championships by breaking that team up. General
Agree.
managers do not, a lot of the general managers kill the joy because they don't understand chemistry, which is the main
It's
Yeah.
thing.
the main
That's true.
ingredient.
So, let me ask you guys real quick: who's the top sophomore in the league?
Top sophomore WNBA or NBA?
Who's the top sophomore in the WNBA?
Caitlyn Clark.
Greg?
Caitlin Clark. She's the top. And
Yes.
I like Angel
So,
Reese, but Caitlin Clark to me is I think the reason Caitlyn Clark, they will have a chance to win the championship this year. That's what I believe.
This year?
I believe they'll have this year. I think they'll have a chance.
Absolutely not. Not a chance, Greg. Absolutely not. They will not.
They are in the. No. They are in the. What's the tournament they have right now? What cup is that?
They'll get some shine. It's a wrap though. Not a chance. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. Not yet. Hey, this league is nasty, man. This league is nasty. This league is nasty. Yes.
So Caitlyn Clark is number 8. Paige Buchers is number 9, and they have Angel Reese number 7. So that's incorrect.
That's incorrect to me. As far as what? Yeah, that's incorrect.
Read one more time. The top 10 NBA ladies are Nafisha Collier, 1, Aja Wilson, 2, Brianna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Anescu, Thomas, Reese at 7, Clark at 8, Beckers at 9, and Howard from the Dream at 10. So there you have it. That's the official. The unofficial is we have one vote. Craig says Clark. Ed says Clark. And I'm undecided because I think that Angel Reese is coming into her own and is different. Your process is sped up when you have the ball versus being ball dependent. So I don't know. I mean, and I'm not using this tough stretch that Caitlyn is having as any type of bias. I'm not using the fact that Angel Reese is the underdog, so to speak. I just think it's interesting how the players see it, how the sports writers are seeing it right now, and how our hearts are still filled with Clark. Because I told you 3 years ago, Ed, when she was a freshman, I asked you, man, have you seen this girl from Iowa? It's ridiculous how she looks playing with her people. I hadn't seen someone with that type of impact on any level. I'm telling you what, that reminded me, and this is a complete sport swap, but that reminded me the first time I saw Wayne Gretzky play. I don't even really pay attention to hockey, but when first time I saw him play, I was like, I don't know much about hockey, but I know he's way better than everybody else.
Let me tell you this. Do you know she hasn't won in college, or the pros? She hasn't won.
Or high school.
She hasn't won anything. So, I'm just saying.
On the hearts of millions. Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah, but well, you know.
It was Curry to win until he had some other pieces around him. I mean, guards when do guards, Allen Iverson, the most, what you say, the most gangster guard that we can think of, and he carried his team to the finals, but what guard other than Oscar Robertson? You can't even say Oscar because Oscar had Lou Alcindor when he won it in 71. What guard has led the NBA team to the final other than Magic?
LeBron.
It'll be interesting to see once the season's all over with where it all falls out at. It will be interesting. That will be a great conversation to have.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Phil. Well, once again, this was another edition of The Point, Walk the Walk, Hoop Talk. Our goal is to help players and fans become intellectuals of the game. I don't even know how much this is I'm going to keep, but we have new episodes every Thursday at 4 o'clock for Ed, for Craig. We're out.
7-0 for the first time in their history. Clark able to take Burke off the bounce. One rebound more a game than their opponents. Miss for Ionescu, and here comes Clark. This is one thing you get with Clark is great pace and great passes. Found Boston perfectly.